Do you find that you have a lot of patience for people outside of your immediate circle? So let's say your partner, for example, you're in a relationship and you guys have kids together. Do you find that you have more patience for your kids than you do your partner? I have noticed this about myself, and that I have a high patience level for children and anyone that's not like in my immediate circle. If you're like in my immediate friendship circle, my immediate trust circle, whatever you want to call it, I'm a little harder on you than I am other people, and that's just quite frankly weird. I'm normal, I don't know, but I don't like being that way because I'm sure because I've been privy to this before. I've had this happen to me where people are like patient to all these other people and then they're like a jerk behind closed doors, and I'm like, wait, what? So I don't want to make people feel that way. While I'm not like sitting here like abusively like and gaslighting and that sort of stuff, I do have the human nature to be like, you should just know. You should just know how to function with me as a partner because you have been here, you've been around. Like, I talk, I'm not afraid to explain what I need. There comes a point where you have to step back and go, ask yourself two questions. Is this person capable of being the partner that you need them to be? Are they that partner? Now, I mean, if you talk capable of, I don't mean staying with them with the ultimatum that they change. I mean, are they capable of sitting with you and you guys hashing it out in a healthy debate as to an argument, discussion, to just get everything out so there's no rough edges around it and you can say, okay, this is how we both can show up for each other? Or are you with someone that just isn't going to happen? And it doesn't even have to be an abusive relationship. You can just be with someone who's like avoidant and who will just not talk and will not engage in this conversation, or they'll just like nod their head and bring nothing to the conversation. So you've got to think of those things, because if you're in a relationship style that just doesn't work for you, it doesn't matter how much you try to sit and come to the table and come to this middle ground of I give, you give. It's not going to work because the other person is just going to be too avoidant or whatever it may be that just doesn't work for you. And that's okay. One of the things that I'm really good at is not being super attached to a relationship. That doesn't mean that I don't love big, and it doesn't mean that I don't give my all. It means that I am okay if the relationship lasts or it doesn't last. And I am okay with being secure enough to say this isn't working for me. And the only part where I falter is if there's kids involved, and it'll take me a lot longer to remove the relationship because I feel like sometimes I should deplete myself for my kids, and you know, maybe that's right or wrong according to you, but I will deplete myself thinking that this is the best thing for my kids, when more often than not, when I'm doing what's best for me, it means my cup is full and I actually show up better as a mom. So I've made all sorts of mistakes and I will continue to make them. But when I think about healthy relationships, I think about two people who can talk to each other and explain what one needs, explain what the other one needs, come to the table and say, you know what, let's revisit what we need in life. Because for me, I'm always changing. I am a growth junkie and I need that change all the time. Not necessarily relationships, but I change my goals. I change my habit. I try to find new hobbies and activities that I like. I like pushing myself to do new things, because if I don't, my anxiety will consume me, and I don't like living with anxiety. So I have to do certain things to maintain proper mental health, which I've been slacking on lately. So I just told my other half to kick me out of the house and make me go do something on my own, because I need to do more of that. But it's not on him, it's on me to do that. So I keep saying, so I'm working on this video stuff, bear with me. At the end of the day, I think what matters is that you're honest with yourself and you're honest with others. And sometimes it's easier to be honest with others than ourselves. Does this relationship work for me? Does this relationship work as a whole, meaning like, is it propelling me forward in life, or is it making me stand still? Is it making me go backwards? How can I talk and communicate and see, like, are these personalities going to mesh well? And it doesn't mean that you have to have same personalities, and it doesn't mean you have to have opposite personalities. It just means you need to really visit the life you're living and find out what is going on. And don't point fingers at the other person, because it's just as much you as it is them. You both need to sit to the table and have a very honest conversation. What is it that you like about this relationship? Where do you see us going? what is it that you think is valuable in this relationship, and really think about that, and what bothers you, what are some things I can do better, and then have the other person, what are some things they can do better. And if you can have those kind of conversations and be vulnerable and have the tears and have the little heated kind of debate there, but you can get to the other side, then maybe you're in a really good, healthy relationship, and it's worth giving it a try. One day at a time, that's all you can do. But if you sit and if you don't even want to sit to have those conversations, then you know what, you're done. You're not going to work with this person, and they're not going to work with you, because who wants to work with someone that won't sit down and have a conversation? So, I can't put this out. That is my point when I talk about relationships lately, is that relationships aren't long-term relationships, or marriages are not what I used to think they are. I'm in my 40s now, and I'm looking at them very differently. I've already had my children, and I'm on the other side of almost having my third child will be an adult in a couple of years, my last child. So I'm coming at it from a different perspective, that perspective where the kids are kind of venturing out of the house, or at least into adulthood. And now you got to figure out, well, what is it that you should have in this relationship in this season, and is this relationship something that's okay? We've already been divorced in my scenario, so married then divorced, so it's a unique situation. I don't get into our personal details because we're still working through them, but as we get to the other side, I'll go back and share my tips. So I wonder what works for you in your relationships. Do you have meetings together? Do you talk to each other about things? Do you actually go out and enjoy activities together all year round? I would love to hear kind of what's going on in your relationship. And by no means, I am not a relationship expert. I'm just kind of sharing something that I've gone through and some of the things I've learned thus far. And I'll share some more in the future as I get through each little hurdle. And so this is a space where you can leave a comment about what you're going through, and I'm not going to judge you, because I think that each of us live life a little differently, and each of us have different feelings on the matter. And that's cool, because what you share in a comment might make me go, oh wait, I worded that wrong, or oh, that's not what I meant, or oh my gosh, you know what, thanks for the insight, because you just awoken my soul to a different way to look at this. So I think we can all work together and help each other show up better and be better in relationships across the board, friendships, business, and marriage. So we'll talk to you later. Peace and love.